Hi, this is going to be an Alice in Vapeland review. It's basically a vendor that is Alice in Wonderland themed. I'll start off by saying if you are impatient, then this vendor might not be for you. Their portals only open usually once a week, usually for less than 24 hours, because as soon as they got so many orders fulfilled, they'll actually shut the portal down, or their website, which is what they call their portal, whatever. So, if that's an issue for you, then you might want to look at somewhere else. But if you like a vendor that really caters to their customer and makes a nice presentation of their products and takes a lot of time into their product, then I would definitely check them out. Now, when you get your package, like, I don't vape high quantities of e-liquid, so I couldn't even tell you like a milligram per day or a milliliter per day, like probably less than a milliliter, depends on the day. But, so like I don't know what your package would look like if you ordered a lot from them. But this is what my package looks like. It just comes in a box, which is nice. I do prefer a box for e-liquids above like those little bubble wrap envelope things. Only because it's I feel like it's a little bit more secure on an actual box, especially because these are glass bottles. Well, the regular sizes are glass bottles. If you get the sample bottles, they're plastic, but I'll show you that in a second. And I have two different boxes here because I ordered for them 2 different times. And the bottom looks the same. They're just a little rabbit. Looks like a stamp. And then the inside of the box varies. Like the 2 times that I purchased from them, they are different. I don't know if every single one is different. I don't really know. But it's nice because when you open it, it's got nice little designs in there, and you got little confetti that keeps the juices a little bit more secure. But yeah, so that's really nice. I don't know, like I am a sucker for nice packaging. I feel like if you're trying to present a premium product and you're charging, a good amount for your product, then it should be presented in a manner that is nice. You also get a handwritten note from them, which I can't find mine for some reason, but it's just like a little kind of like post-it note. It's like a picture of, whatever. Usually it's Alice in Wonderland related, and just has like a handwritten note on it, like, thank you for your order, whatever. And you also get a card, which I'm guessing that they produce. They're just like little Alice in Wonderland things, and like a little kind of quote or poem or whatever you want to call it on the bottom. And then the back just looks like this. So I imagine if you ordered enough from them, you might get a full deck of cards. I imagine it would take kind of a lot because I'm sure they don't keep track of who gets what card or whatever. But anyway, I only bought 1 full-size bottle from them because basically I just wanted to see what the product looked like, because when you order a full-size bottle, you get a little charm with it. And this one, the labels are gone because I put a different liquid in here, but it was Sweet Tease, which is a tea, and it's got like a little tea charm with an umbrella and a straw, which I think is really cute. And like White Rabbit, I believe, is a rabbit, and it's basically a charm that fits the name of the juice in some way. But they come in these, I think these are called amber colored bottles, whatever, which is nice. And it has a little dropper, so it's nice if you're a dripper, or if even you have like Cardos or Clearos, because they're pretty easy to fill that way. So that's nice. I do like the fact that it has droppers. I bought 3 of their, because like they have like a main page where their regular line of juices are, and then they have the oddity room, which is I guess just flavors that haven't made it to the regular line yet. And then they have the C room, which is basically flavors in development. That one's kind of hard to find. I actually had no idea about it initially, so that's why I made my second order, because there was a flavor I really wanted to try that was on there. And I'm not the type of person that can just order one juice, so I did get several other ones just to make, because I don't know, like, the shipping isn't bad, but if I'm going to pay a couple dollars for shipping, I'd rather pay for a couple of products opposed to just one. It's just like one of those weird things that I have. But anyway, the first order I got was the Sweet Tease, and then I got their sampler pack, which comes with 5 of these little, I think they're 3 milliliter bottles of whatever flavor you want from the regular line. I got a Quiet Morning, April Moon, 15 Footfalls, Crunkberry, and White Rabbit. That was the first one. And then usually, I don't know, like, the minimum required, if there is one, like how they do it, but usually you get a 3 milliliter sample. I don't know if you can pick what the sample is. I think I've seen people say that you can. I just let them pick it because, I don't know, I just figure, like, they would know better than I would, and I don't know, I like surprises. So the first time I got Cherry Blossom, so that is that. And out of all of these flavors, I like probably 15 Footfalls the best. And I actually have it in my RSST because it is, I don't know that it's a tobacco. I think somebody said it does have a slight note of tobacco in it. But I don't really get a tobacco necessarily. I do get like a smoky marshmallow, like a toasted marshmallow kind of flavor. A little bit of graham cracker, a little bit of coconut. It's just a really good flavor, but it does require steeping. So the first time I tried it, like right out, because I always try my juices right out of the mail, even though I know they might need to sit a little bit longer because these are made to order. I try them anyway just to see, you know, what they taste like, because some are good right away. You just really never know. Plus, I'm impatient. So 15 Footfalls right away, I did not like. All I got was a very smoky flavor, like a mesquite kind of flavor. Was not a fan, but like I said, those type like desserts and tobaccos take the longest typically to basically come to fruition, whatever you want to call it. So it wasn't a surprise that it wasn't good right away. But after about, I think it was a week or two, it really started to develop nicely. So I really like that one. I might actually get a full-size version eventually. It's just I have so many juices right now that I can't justify getting another one right now. And I actually have more juice on the way from Seduce Juice. Anyway, the second one would probably have to be Cherry Blossom. And Cherry Blossom is a tea, and I believe it's a green tea base, and cherry blossom like notes to it. I've actually had cherry blossom tea, so I know what it's supposed to taste like, and it's pretty much dead on. I really like it. It doesn't, to me, have a very strong, because like a lot of teas, especially green teas, have that distinct tea flavor. Like if you were to steep a tea, like a tea bag, into tea too long, and it gets that kind of bitter note to it. That's what some vapes can have, which I'll get to in a second, because one of the other ones does have that kind of note to it. The cherry blossom to me does not. It just tastes like cherry blossom tea. So if you like cherry blossom tea, it's really good. All of these flavors, with the exception of just a few, are very delicate. They're very, I don't want to say weak, but they're not like bold flavors. They're subtle, I guess would be the best description for them. So if you're looking for like bold flavors or whatever, you might not get that from this line. Of course, everybody's tastes are different, but to me, and my senses are pretty strong, I don't get a strong flavor out of most of these liquids. So that's just something to keep in mind. But I do like the cherry blossom tea. It is one of my favorites, and I'm glad that they gave it to me for a sample. Another tea one I got was a Quiet Morning, and it's supposed to be a green tea with passion fruit, I believe. This one does have a very strong green tea note to it. I personally don't mind that too much. I mean, I don't prefer it. Like, I prefer like the cherry blossom, but it's not bad to me. And another thing to note is for most of these, with the exception of 15 Footfalls, you do want to vape them at a low voltage. They recommend on the site, I think, anywhere from 3.3 to 3.5. I guess it would depend on your resistance too, but it didn't really specify. And they also recommend using T3s and something else. I forget what it is, which T3 is like a bottom fed cartomizer, which I don't have, but I will say that the Pravari, or not Pravari, the Pro Tank, I have the second one, Pro Tank 2 or whatever, it tastes really good in there. And the Pro Tank is very similar to the T3 and, you know, the coil head design. So I'm guessing it's about the same kind of quality. So I can attest that it does taste good in that. Some of them taste good in my cartomizers. And I don't know, I don't really care for them dripping, like either in a RBA, rebuildable atomizer, or like a HH357 type thing. I don't like them in that. It just, I don't know, it doesn't taste right to me personally. So that's just something to keep in mind as well. The next one I like in order of these would have to be April Moon. And this one's supposed to be like a berry blend. Like, I think raspberry, blueberry, and maybe something else. I'm not exactly sure. But it is very good. It's not my favorite of that type of flavor. Like, it's a very similar flavor to another juice that I just recently purchased from Vapor Chef called Unicorn Poop, which is like, I don't like the name, I really don't, but that to me has a better, it's a stronger flavor basically than the April Moon, which is why I prefer it, because the April Moon, it's not as subtle as other flavors, but I don't know, when I want that type of flavor, I want it to be a little bit more strong, especially in the way that I vape it. Because like if you do vape in a cartomizer or something that has filler in it, even a tank, it can dilute the flavor depending on what you're using it on. So that's why I don't know, I prefer it to be a little bit stronger. But it is really good. The last two of this order, it's kind of hard to say. I guess Crunkberry would be the next one, like in the order that I like them. And it's supposed to taste like Crunch Berries, the like Captain Crunch type cereal. I like the flavor, but it's very, very weak to me. Like, even when I smell it, it's not like an in-your-face type flavor. I wish it was a little bit stronger. If it was a little bit stronger, I think I would like it like a lot. But the flavor is just so weak to me. I'm not really a fan. Even dripping directly into my HH357 or my Kitty Puncher, it's just still very muted, and you should be getting a pretty good flavor on something like that because there's not much in between the heating element and the liquid to like dilute it. But you know, everyone's different. A lot of people do like it. The last one out of this order was White Rabbit. This one, it seems like you either really like it or you really don't like it. I don't hate it. Like, it's definitely not like among the list of like the worst juices like I ever had. Like, if this was like the only flavor I could vape for whatever reason, I wouldn't hate it or whatever. But I'm not a fan really. I actually like this better right out of the box, because right out of the box it tasted to me exactly like a snowball, which are those little, I think they're by Little Debbie. They're the little round cakes with the coconut on the outside. Usually when I see them, they're like a red coconut type coloring and then the white ball, and I don't know. If you've ever had one of those, to me, that's exactly what it tasted like right out of the box. As it developed, it started getting other notes to it. Now, to me, it tastes like carrot cake. It tastes like carrot cake with coconut. And I don't know if there's coconut in carrot cake. I don't know, because like carrot cake is not one of my favorite things to eat. Like, if I'm gonna eat a cake, I'm gonna eat a good cake, like chocolate cake or something like that. I'm not going to waste calories and all that on something that, I mean, it's not bad, it's just not what I prefer. So, I don't know, some people get hazelnut out of it. I guess the general consensus is that it does have a coconut and cake flavor to it. Other things vary from person to person. And I found that it does taste better at a little bit higher of a voltage than, actually, I don't know that it tastes better, but I do get like, because like the hazelnut note to me doesn't come out unless it's a higher voltage, like around 3.7, which is the highest I would go on any of these, on a on a 2 ohm resistance device. That's like the highest I would go for these, just because I don't know, I don't really know why. I guess because the flavors are so subtle that the heat kind of throws it off or whatever. I don't know. The last thing I got out of the order, which I actually forgot, which was sweet tea or sweet teas, but I guess it would probably be my least favorite, maybe tied with White Rabbit. It is a tea, I guess more of like a black tea with lemon, and like Crunkberry, it does have a good flavor. It's just very weak, and I don't know. Unfortunately, I kind of messed it up because when I make my own liquids, I'll put them in a hot water bath, to kind of like make the flavors blend better. Because like if you have a high VG juice, it's very thick. So I found that when you warm it up a little bit, it's more fluid and it mixes, quicker with the flavors and everything. Basically, it's supposed to help with steeping or whatever. So I did put this one in a hot water bath, and what happened is this topper, it came apart from the part that screws down, and there was like a gap, and the water got into the juice and it ruined it. So that's why like the label and everything's off, because I actually put a different juice in here, which I'll get to in another video, the video I'm making after this, because this one's too long to make it all at once. But yeah, so if sweet teas, whatever, if it was stronger, I would really like it. It basically tastes like a Lipton iced tea. Like if you ever had comes in like the can, it's the powder, the Lipton with lemon. It tastes just exactly like that, except weak. Like if you didn't put enough powder in your tea, that's pretty much what it tastes like. And I let it steep for a good, I think, 3 weeks, and there was really not much change in the flavor. And then I did that whole hot water bath thing and just screwed it up completely. So if you do that, be very careful for that reason. But anyway, I got a second order from them, so if you're interested, check out the next video. If you have any questions, put them below.